or lease from in the morning.
Hello and welcome to Paratalk with the East Tennessee Ghost Seekers. Paratalk podcast contains explicit language, scary content, and adult humor. Parental discretion is advised.
It's time, once again, to join the East Tennessee Ghost Seekers for Paratalk. A wide-ranging, open discussion covering everything from UFOs to psychic phenomena, cryptozoology to paranormal encounters. Do you have a question? Or perhaps you have an experience to share? Email us at etgsparatalk@gmail.com or call 865-264-0448. That's 865-264-0448. And now, here's your host, Stephen Brown, with fellow ETGS members Steve Wiseman, Andrea Brown, Jesse Arms, Elsie Adams, and me, Mike Howard. Sit back, relax, and open your mind. It's time for Paratalk.
But you have to use your
All right, and we are back. We're going to try this again, guys. This is episode 66, take 2.
Part 2.
No, just take 2. It's not part 2. We're not continuing from last week, because nobody heard last week's except for people that were here.
Do.
Yeah. Take 2.
I did this morning.
All right. So, yes, episode 66. The evil countdown continues.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
The evil countdown!
So, if you guys listened in last week, you notice we had a little bit of technical difficulties.
And we're sorry.
A little bit?
Okay. A whole lot of technical difficulties. But in my ears, we're sounding good right now.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too.
So we're going to try this all over again. And we're not going to share the same shit we shared last week because that would be cheap and easy. I mean, we like cheap and easy.
Yes, we do.
But
Steve especially likes cheap and easy.
I'm cheap and easy. Shit, at this point, I'll take expensive and easy. I don't give a shit.
But, so it's a special day today. It is National Chocolate Wafer Day, guys.
Yes.
National Chocolate Wafer Day.
That sucks.
It's also Tom Cruise's birthday,
Is it?
oddly enough.
Oh, National.
Chocolate wafer day.
Well, see, that he may come in with the other holiday today. It's National Eat Your Beans Day.
I don't think he ever believes in beans.
Yeah, that's very possible. I guess very possible. And lastly, it is
National Bearded Clam Day.
No, that's fried.
And I even have my glasses on, ready to roll.
Yeah, that's National Fried Clam Day.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you were close. You were close, though. It's all about
Fried bearded clam?
You
That
found
sounds
that
dangerous.
It does sound dangerous.
When they come out with a blue waffle day, I'm done.
Gross.
I was getting ready to say, you probably find the fried bearded clam in the same aisle as the blue waffle. So,
Anybody looking for either one of those is seriously
wrong. Just
disturbed.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't Google blue waffle.
Whatever you do, don't Google it.
Stop it right now. Don't do it.
We're telling you not to, but do it.
Don't.
If you have no idea,
Please don't.
God.
Just don't.
well,
Ain't nobody needs to see that.
No.
You'll never be the same.
No.
Never, ever. All right. How about a little intros? How about that?
How about
Okay.
that?
How about that?
How about some intros? All right. Me. I'm Steven. Steven of Paratalk. Welcome to my semicircle table.
Yay.
Thank you for joining us. And to my right, my brother from another mother, Mr. Steve Wiseman. Welcome, buddy.
Appreciate it.
How's it going, man?
Oh, man, it's going great.
Awesome.
Oh, and by the way, it's the Duke of Hell.
I'll remember that.
Okay.
To my left, weighing in at $1.05 with a brick in her back pocket. Mean as a striped snake.
Yuck.
My sweet little wife, Miss Andrea Brown.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Andrea.
Welcome, Andrea.
Well, thank you. So sweet of y'all.
And
Love you.
in front of me to my left, my sister from another mister. I can't say any bad because she'll put a hex on me. Miss Aimee Sharp. Welcome, Aimee.
Not do that. Not to you unless you earned it.
I would probably earn it.
You've probably earned it a couple times.
Yes.
The Witch of Clinton.
Shut up, your eminence.
Wow.
And
I bow to no man.
in front of me,
Duke of Hell.
directly in front of me to my right, the man of many voices, many talents, and many things we probably don't even know yet.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike Howard.
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going, buddy?
I am the Duke of Sevier County.
Duke of Sevier County.
Also known as occasionally hell.
It is hell, yeah.
Does that make LZ the Duchess?
He is.
Okay.
See, I think Elsie probably took a Duke in Sevier County. So. All right. And that was our intro.
That was splendid.
That's all of us. That's every one of us that are here right now.
This very moment, yes.
Yeah, because there's more of us, but we can't see them or talk to them right now.
They're with us in spirit.
Yeah.
We hope.
And if Jesse was with us in on a phone or something, all we'd hear is our dogs or
Goats and chickens.
chickens and kids and all
Wind
that.
chimes.
Yeah, wind chimes. Yeah. Aimee took notes.
No, I just have a good memory.
Well, I don't.
That's
I
true.
know.
Yeah.
You never have.
I never have. I mean,
Do what?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
But, I mean, everybody. I forgot what I was going to talk about.
He's already forgot, man.
We were talking about Sweet Tea's phone calls. They sound like this.
What? What? What'd y'all say? Hey, what? What? Y'all shut up! I can't hear it!
Got the wind chimes.
And then you got the, what, y'all can hear that? I was over here all by myself.
We love you, Jesse.
Oh, she's awesome. Well, I know last week and the week before we were discussing episode 69 coming up. Episode 69 is going to be an amazing episode because on episode 69 we're going to announce something that we will be doing the following day.
The suspense is killing me.
You know what we're doing.
I know. Just announcing it.
Okay.
God.
But we're going to be announcing what we're going to be doing the next day.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's the clothing optional episode.
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
Fuck
Wait, what?
yeah.
Please make Steve wear clothes.
I'm opting in for the clothes.
Same.
But yeah. So episode
Just
69.
a robe. Just a robe.
He's the Duke of Hell. He's going to be that.
I almost drowned in my Pepsi.
I thought you were unable to drown.
That's not very hell-like of you. Drowning in Pepsi and
You need to
Liquid puts out fire.
Pepsi, the new fire extinguisher for hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So last week we were trying to discuss all things evil. We talked about a lot of evil shit that we're not going to talk about this week.
True that.
But if you joined in, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you could listen to it. I couldn't listen to it. Yeah. We had a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now it's in the house with us.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's going to be even more creepy. I remember.
Don't talk about Mike like he's not sitting here.
Well, remember last week when Mike did that?
That's creepy,
It
y'all.
freaked Steve out because he thought it was you. He was like, "What the hell? I thought that was Aimee." But yeah, oh, so much fun.
Always.
Okay, so
Well, before we move on, let's discuss our new
Addition.
Yeah.
the new edition.
member of the family here.
Yeah, so I posted pictures on our Facebook page, and I hope everyone has seen, because yesterday and today, me, Steve, and Andrea,
Busted our hind ends.
yeah, and built a new podcast table.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
It's purty.
And
It is.
It's got a faux carbon fiber finish on it, you know.
You didn't have to tell them faux. We could have said it was carbon fiber, and they would have been like, "Oh, that's so cool!"
God, that's so expensive. How do you afford that doing a podcast?
For what?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, so now we have more room in here. I mean, we've got all 5 of us in here, and no one's elbows are touching.
That's true.
I know, it's comfy.
Yeah.
There's so much room for activities in here.
That's your sister, dude.
I wasn't talking about her.
She was the one flailing about.
I was mental picture of,
He's the Duke of Hell.
you know, the cheap and easy we were just talking about. I saw a couple of them earlier.
Don't piss him off.
You're gonna get hurt.
Evil.
All right.
Evil.
I'm less intimidated now. But
was
so this week we got our sections here, and this first one Andrea actually found. Steve had mentioned, you know, like demons and all that.
Because they're evil.
Because they're evil.
Well, not all of them.
No, not all
That's
of
true.
them.
Not all of them, which is kind of.
Yeah, some of them
humorous.
are some you'd want to have at a party, but or you know, take if you have a math problem you're having problems with, but so Andrea found this, and Andrea, let me stop talking and give us a little breakdown on this.
So nowadays, when people reference demons, they don't usually mean a horned gremlin from hell. But if you think about it, belief in demons and demonic deities is still very prevalent in our culture. The Exorcist, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and American Horror Story Asylum have all featured demons in one form or another. These creatures were pitted against the heroes of the story in a classic battle between good and evil. But that's not to say demons are only referenced in fiction. The most sinister of demons aren't on TV or in movies, but in obscure stories from Christianity and other religious lore. Here are some of the demons that we'd really like to see in the next season of American Horror Story. I'd agree.
Oh yeah, it's a good list. It's a real good list. Mm-hmm. And you just so happen to pick 13 demons.
I'm number 13, just saying.
Okay.
I can see that.
I know.
All right. So, demon number 1.
Demon number 1.
Demon number 1.
Andrea.
Asag is a demon from Sumerian mythology who causes sickness. In his spare time, he likes to perform sexual acts on mountains so that he can chill with his legion of rock monster spawn.
That'd be a little rough.
Well, I mean,
it depends. Is he performing the sexual acts
Well, I guess
on
it
the mountain or on
has he
himself
just-
on the mountain?
To the mountain.
yeah. I don't think it said 2.
It says on.
On. I think he climbs on the mountain and he fucks a goat.
Oh, he climbs on the mountain and he does things to the mountain to create the rock monster spawn. So he's doing things to the mountain to create the rock monster spawn.
He's screwing the mountain.
Now you know where caves come from.
That is one tough son of a bitch right there.
Caves, Aimee.
That is so funny.
Caves, the vagina of the mountains.
Nobody's going to go look at a cave and think of anything else now.
Yeah, I knew this girl. We called her Mammoth.
Caves, the vagina of the mountains.
That'd be a good movie.
Yeah.
Demon number 2.
Mountain vagina.
Chud hits the mountains.
Oh my God.
Okay, go ahead. Demon number 2. Aimee.
Sonsy beaches.
Demon number 2 is a female demon. Abizu is a Jewish horror that is responsible.
She's
Shut
a
up, Andrea.
Jewish whore.
She's a Jewish horror that is responsible for any miscarriages. She herself is infertile, so she proceeds to kill children out of jealousy.
Okay, that's a mean bitch, guys.
Yeah.
That's a mean bitch right there. Yeah.
Not drinking tonight?
She's just a little salty.
Oh, vodka.
Vodka. Yeah. It just looks like she's drinking water.
Yeah.
It's actually vodka.
She's already halfway through the glass, y'all.
It's very weak, though. It was just one of those airplane bottles. I'm going to have to fill up at break time or something.
Yeah. All right. Mike.
There's a Jim Beam out in the garage.
Oh, there's that kinky vodka out there, too.
Yeah. All right.
That kinky vodka.
Yep.
Makes you want to run around and screw a mountain. Demon number 3. Come on down. It's a harbinger of old souls. Ronwi comes to Earth to feed when it's time for relatives to die. Now, that's an example of a helpful demon.
That really is, yeah.
All right, your time to go. Come on, let's go, buddy. I'm hungry.
Anybody seen Charlie? Oh, well, he was out back with Ronwy. I don't know what happened.
Ronry said something about a snack, but I thought he was talking about one of them girls in there.
Ronwi is the harbinger of old souls.
Nice. Yeah. So, I mean, he's more like an angel of death for the nursing home. Yeah. All right. Maybe that's who, all these hospitals and stuff and nursing homes that we've been to, or hospitals that were once nursing homes, or even Waverly Hills. Mm-hmm. They talk about, the angel of death or whatever that would go into the rooms.
We should go into one of those places and start asking for Ronwy. Ooh, maybe not. He's a demon. Never mind. Move along.
I'll do it.
Yeah, it's going to help you. I'm a little busy. What did you want?
I was fucking a mountain.
Snack time.
Snacks.
Did somebody say it was chocolate waffle day?
It's a wafer.
Sorry. Is that blue waffle that Steve was talking about?
Chocolate waffles do something pretty good.
It's that chocolate bearded waffle day. What's going on? Is Tom Cruise involved somehow? Do I get to fuck a mountain? That's all I want to know. Asking for a friend.
All right. Oh, shit. Steve, take the next one.
This one's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Barbados. Is a Duke of Hell who specializes in giving people the ability to talk to animals and help pirates find buried treasure.
I'd be friends with that guy.
That's so helpful.
Right?
Yeah, and it's a super nice guy.
That guy
like-
that found that treasure in the Rockies, I bet he
knew him.
he summoned his ass.
He summoned Barbados.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to animals. Seriously.
You already do.
I mean, I do.
And we answer.
That's true. Yep.
So Steve, is this you? Are you Barbados?
No.
Duke of Hell?
His Duke of Hell is farther down.
Oh, okay. There's another Duke of Hell.
Yes.
Number 8.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll get back around to you, and you can, All right.
I'm being number 8.
Andrea, take the next one.
All right. Next up, Demon number 5.
Demon number 5.
Demon number 5. King Belith is a powerful king from hell who commands many demon armies. They say when he rides, all different kinds of music is heard at the same time. Also, he supposedly wrote a supremely evil book about mathematics.
What?
I call that algebra.
Very true.
I call that multiplication.
That crap is from Hades for sure.
I thought they were talking about Common Core.
I think that's it too.
I thought they were talking about Common Core.
All the mathematics is from this book. I guarantee it.
Yeah. All right, Aimee.
All right. Number 6, we have the warrior demon, Duke Eligos. He knows the outcome of every future war, all the way down to which soldier killed which. He has a serpent tail and rides a horse he stole from the Garden of Eden.
So not only is he a demon, but he's a thief.
Exactly.
Yep. Bad guy.
Nobody
Bad
likes
guy.
a thief.
Nobody.
Duke.
That's why Adam and Eve had fig leaves, because their clothes were on the horse.
Yeah, that's it. And he stole it.
Yep.
Right in their saddlebag.
They just stopped and went for a
Fucking
skinny
a
dip.
mountain.
Damn it, Adam, stop it! You don't put that there!
And that's how caves were created.
Sorry.
All right, Mike, give us one.
This is demon number 7 for those of you keeping score at home. Booer. That's Booer. Supposedly a president of hell. Not a duke of hell, but the president. A president of hell. It's unclear if he was ever actually elected by his demon peers. He has a penchant for poisonous herbs, and based on how he looks here, could probably do a sick cartwheel.
Ooh. He's a beast gymnast.
That's right.
He's bendy. He's
Very bendy.
Bendy.
He's a bendy demon.
He likes herbs.
Poisonous herbs.
Poisonous herbs.
Herbs.
Booer.
Buer. Buer.
All right, Steve.
Perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Worked right back down to you.
This is me. Number 8. The common depiction of Agaris from Christian demonology is an elderly man riding a crocodile with a hawk resting on his arm. He is a Duke of Hell who teaches many languages, but only the curse words and horrible ethnic slurs of each. I thought he was Asian.
Oh my God! Okay, yeah,
I'm sweating over here.
That is too funny.
yeah. I guess we're gonna have to change your name.
Agaris.
You're a Garrus now.
Agaris.
Agaris.
If it's
Depends
not,
on where you're from. Is it Agaris or Agaris?
He's a Duke of Hell. All right, Andrea.
he's evil.
Evil.
All right, next.
Demon number 9. King Paimon is one of Lucifer's most loyal lieutenants. He has a bizarrely specific way of being conjured, and when he comes, the conjurer must endure a series of intensely personal questions to appease him.
What size is your penis?
It's almost like a version of Truth or Dare, but just truth. Truth.
It's like 20 questions.
Yes.
And they're all personal.
Yes.
That can be fun.
It could be.
Or
Sitting at
scary.
a panel interview.
Yeah.
You know, for a job, you got 3 interviewees
Yeah.
or interviewers.
And you're saying, yeah.
They're all staring you down, asking you all these personal questions.
It's like, I just want to get my cue. That's all I want. I just want my cue
On my
clearance.
cue.
All right. Demon number 10 is Mana from Zoroastrian legends, controls the evils of the mind such as sexual desire and greed that distract people from being wholesome and good. This is why he is often depicted controlling people like a marionette.
He's a puppet master.
It's Mike.
It's Mike. Mike makes people talk dirty. It's because he's fucking a mountain.
Hurts my penis.
Does your wife know about that?
Very angry. I fuck so many mountains in a week.
New caves popping up all the time.
Too many caves. There's so many caves. So many caves. So little time. This is demon number 11. I think this is me, actually.
Okay.
Lady Midday.
Yeah.
It's a Slavic demon who floats around workers toiling in fields, asking them tough questions. If they answer incorrectly, she removes their head with a scythe.
Yep.
I like
Nice.
It's like an angry Alex Trebek floating around.
She would ask questions like, if yellow and 4, equaled 7, does R mean that aliens
Exist.
Can you spell Czechoslovakia? No, I'm sorry.
Check where?
What kind of strawberry is that?
C.
Tequila.
H. Nope, you're wrong. Wow.
All right, Steve. Number 12.
Number 12. The Christian demon Belphegor is one of the 7 princes of hell, is often associated with orgies and general debauchery.
This is me, actually.
His favorite number is...
That's my favorite number.
Whatever the hell that number is.
That is 10006660000000000000001.
And he is hell's ambassador to France, oddly enough.
It's that number. That's such a French number.
I like the orgies. What do you want? I like 10000000000000666 000 couple more zeros.
Another 0.
Another fucking 0. 001.
Damn it, I'd rather be fucking a mountain.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! You know what? Our live people are really missing.
They're
this
really
right
Yes,
now.
they really are.
Yeah. I think everybody's exploding shit on early for the 4th of July.
They have.
Unless they're mountain climbing.
They could be climbing a mountain. All right. Okay, Andrea. The last one of this part of the list.
This is actually Aimee. Dear Dew, the Irish vampire, an Irish name meaning red bloodsucker, is a female demon that seduces men and then drains them of their blood.
I get thirsty. All that seducing, it's hard work.
That's why I always got scared
hey.
when I used to smoke weed back in the day with Aimee. It's like, oh God, don't pass out, don't pass out. Gotta be good.
I need an upper now. I need an upper. Give me an upper.
Somebody make coffee.
Oh yeah, people pass out. It's time for orgy. Hey, let me tell you my favorite number. It's 10000.
Oh my God.
Where's that guy that fucks the mountains? Where's he at? It's a party animal.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
hello, Steve, Duke of Hair.
Oh my God. I miss this so bad.
My face hurts.
I'm sweating.
Well,
It's all them mountains.
you can't name off these 13 demons and not have an honorable mention.
Right.
I mean, they're demons.
Right.
You got to have an honorable mention.
And this one, the honorable mention is probably one of the more popular.
The more popular.
More known.
Yeah, the more common of the demons because, you've got anywhere from 12-year-olds to 60-year-olds that are trying to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
So, Aimee, tell us a little bit about our honorable mention of the week.
Honorable mention of the week is Zoso, otherwise known as the Ouija board demon. Is the demon allegedly summoned through the use of Ouija boards and other forms of spiritual communication like seances. He's a symbol of Christianity's fear and or objection to the occult. The backstory on that is little is specifically known about him or his personality. However, he was rumored to have been the demon who possessed Roland Doe when the boy used a Ouija board. Zoso and the possession were written about in a book called The Exorcist under the name Pazuzu, which in turn inspired the modern version of Pazuzu, who comes from Babylonian culture.
Very, very interesting. Mike, give us a little more on Mr. Zozo.
Zozo is often said to mimic the voices of the dead who the user of the Ouija board wishes to talk to. He's a cruel, sadistic demon who likes preying on people's insecurities and fears. He often delights in telling them they will die soon, and is often brutally misogynistic. He loves to pretend he is other spirits, oftentimes pretending he is 3 different spirits at once. He can play on psychics, for instance. If a psychic is adamant that there are only 2 ghosts in the building, Zozo will confuse them by claiming there are 9 ghosts instead. He will also add confusing scenarios by stating that he is a little boy ghost and that he is afraid of a malevolent spirit haunting the place. Zozo loves watching his victims squirm with confusion, and oftentimes he takes pleasure when one gullible human believes his lies. Zozo is very sadistic, loves watching friends fall out over his lies. He's a master deceiver, which is not surprising as the devil is claimed to be the father of all lies, and Zozo is a powerful devil in hell under Satan.
It's no good. No good. All right, Steve, you read this next part, and then I want us to have a little discussion.
Ooh. All right. These are possible encounters with the demon Zozo. In 1951, Roland Doe was a boy who got possessed by Zozo after using a Ouija board. He was eventually exorcised after a violent process by priests. In 1972, in Los Angeles, a mother named Doris Blither used a Ouija board and found herself haunted by a dark entity which sought her and her family harm. Between 1977 and 1979, the Enfield poltergeist in England, where a family got plagued by a malevolent force. And more recently, in 2012, in Tombstone, Nevada, a small group of soldiers were off duty and decided to mess about with a Ouija board just for fun. Bad. They made contact with an alleged spirit who told them he had died in Tombstone. On the way back, one of the men got possessed and almost killed the others in a car crash before the demon let him, and he regained consciousness.
Okay. So
anytime you hear the whole Ouija board for fun,
a Ouija
board for fun, that just doesn't go together.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I want to talk about. So, I know growing up, we used to play with Ouija boards. I mean, it was made, Parker Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember getting one for Christmas. And me and my sister playing with it, and nothing came from it. Or so we thought, because nothing happened right then, the land where they still live now is the land where we played with this thing. And growing up, we never experienced anything there. But then all of a sudden, all the other bullshit starts. And Steve came face to face with a woman in my mom's bedroom. I had a girl walk by me when I was using the master bathroom at my mom's house. Andrea had somebody touch her. 2 people have had sleep paralysis in the living room. My nephew was almost drug out of the bed. My sister saw someone she thought was my stepdad, like 2 years after he passed away.
Plus a possession.
So, I mean, yeah, we play with these things out of all fun and good, because, we see the movies.
It's a thrill.
Yeah. And just because something doesn't happen then, does that mean that you can't open a door for something to have come there and laid dormant and then decide to attack?
I think there's a thing as a, it's not ready or, right time, right place type thing, so.
So, Aimee, you probably have more experience with this than the rest of us at this table.
What, are you calling me out and shit?
No. In a way, yeah. But, I mean, only because you probably do have more experience with this than the rest of us. So, what's your opinion on that? I mean, is that a possibility? Is that something could lay dormant and then...
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because particularly malevolent spirits or demons, depending on which side you fall on, because I do think that spirits can be malevolent. They're not necessarily going to create havoc right away. If I were an evil spirit, I would kick back and watch and wait and bide my time until I knew everything I needed to know.
Kind of figure out the situation, who you're
read
around.
the people, read the room.
Yeah. Who's the one
discover the weaknesses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Who's the weakest one in there that you can attach onto, and cause the most grief? I mean, because we saw it firsthand. I mean,
yeah.
My sister, she struggled with addiction. And when she got clean, this thing, it attached onto her. I mean, she went through hell in that house. I mean,
she was in a vulnerable state.
Yeah. She was afraid to sleep in her room by herself. She made her daughter sleep in her room with her. She would set up all hours of the night and sleep during the day because she was afraid to go to sleep at night. And
it was crazy.
It was crazy. It was sad,
Yeah.
I mean, even after her getting clean, she continued to lose weight and lose weight and lose weight.
Stress.
From
stress can do that too.
Yeah. Because, she was terrified of everything in that house. I mean, she wouldn't
Very
walk.
high anxiety.
Yeah.
Just always.
Yeah.
And everything's going good there now, though?
As far as I know, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've had a few things happen, the little kids, like, getting scared or whatever. But, that could just be little kids getting scared. But I kind of lean towards them maybe seeing something that we've seen or someone else has seen there.
So have you done a cleansing on the house? Have you,
there's been several cleansings done on the house. I mean, and even my mom, she's had ministers come out and bless the house and on multiple occasions, and it's...
Okay.
Think about it too, not everything happened at night.
No.
Well, no, I mean, the same things that are there in the dark are there during the light.
I mean,
so.
we were sitting there drinking coffee one morning, watching TV, watching the news, I think, and his sister had a little, I don't know, it was a Yorkie.
Little Yorkie.
And it's just laying there on the floor in front of us, and all of a sudden, something pinned it to the floor. And this dog was yelping and screaming and kicking its legs, trying to get away, but something had it pinned to the floor.
I mean, his little head was on the floor, held down, while his ass end was coming up, and he's kicking, trying to run and not moving.
Wow.
I mean, not moving, staying right there. Just some force holding its little head down.
So I inherited my Ouija board from my mom, and I've never really played with it. I've used it, but I've never considered it a game.
Right.
A
and
tool.
I have, it's a tool. It's a tool. And I've talked to things that I've had this exact experience with I'm a little boy and I'm scared, blah, blah, blah. And it just didn't feel right, even when that happened. And I was 17 maybe. And I stepped away, closed it out, stepped away, salted the whole damn house. I mean, everything. So, I mean, I've been there and I've done that. And the friend that was with me remembers it to this day. It scared the hell out of her. Just because she felt the bad energy in the room, too. She was like, no, something's not right. right? Because first she was like, you're pushing that. And I was like, I'm barely even touching it, you know? And then it was moving on its own because she yanked her hands back trying to say, oh, you're doing it. And I was like, look, see, not touching it. And the planchette just kept moving. So, I mean, I've been there and I've had that experience. But I think that most people don't realize that it is a door. It is a doorway. And it needs to be closed. So I think if your sister's kids are having experiences, it might be time to revisit that.
Right. See, and another thing that happened there was me and Steve, we walked in one day and one of our investigators, pretty much an investigator in training, her and her daughter were there, and they were in my sister's room, and they had made a homemade Ouija board out of paper.
Oh, God.
And we're using it in my sister's room. You remember that?
Yep.
And, you know, we told them right then, you know, stop this shit. You don't do this here. You know? But, I mean, they were in there trying to talk to something, trying to get through to something, you know, in my sister's bedroom with this homemade Ouija board. You know, and people think that, you know, oh, it's just a piece of paper, and they've just, you know, they put the alphabet down on it and did the yes, no, goodbye, you know.
Words have meaning and power, though.
Yeah.
And as does when you write it down.
Yeah. You making it, you're putting part of you into that.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting your power, your energy into that by you making that. So, I mean, to me, that seems, you know, a lot, that one that they draw on a piece of paper seems a lot more possible for you to contact something and it attached to you than that one you're going to go to Walmart and buy, you know, for $19. So, but I mean, you know, I've been called stupid and everything else because of my thoughts on the Ouija board and like people using them. So, Mike, your thoughts on, I know you've got some
Here's my
experience.
weird experience with Ouija boards.
Right.
My first Ouija board I ever got, I got from my grandmother. It was her Ouija board. And she used to use it all the time when she was younger, but she quit using it because her hands used to swell up really, really bad. And they started hurting. And they had all kinds of weird stuff happen in their houses, in a farmhouse in the middle of nothing in Wyoming. I ended up getting that Ouija board. I remember having it when I was a kid. I was little. It disappeared. I don't know whatever happened to it. It literally just disappeared out of our house. I had another one that somebody gave me one time, I think, for a birthday present when I was probably a junior in high school. I had that for several years. It, too, disappeared from my apartment when I moved to California. It was there one day. The next day I went to look for it. Could not find it. Had another one that, again, somebody gave to us. Had it at the house that we live in now. I remember exactly where it was. Remember seeing it always there in the closet. I went to look for it probably a year ago. It's disappeared. Can't find it.
Well, see, I remember doing
That's crazy.
A live stream we did, a month ago? And Justin was looking for it.
Yeah.
And Mike was like, it was in that shelf right there.
It used to sit right there. It's gone. Every Ouija board I've ever owned has literally disappeared after a certain length of time in my house.
Wow.
They're like, nope, we ain't talking to him.
Like lost socks. Someday when I die, St. Peter's like, here, these are yours. Oh, thanks.
The socks
That's where
are all,
they've been.
hanging out.
Thanks.
Yes.
My socks and my Ouija boards. Thanks, Peter.
Appreciate that. Thanks for hanging
The
on.
weird
too.
thing with Zozo, though, you know, I used to do those paranormal tours up in Gatlinburg, and we had a stretch where there was a stretch of road that we always had very strange problems with. People would get scratched. We had just a lot of weird stuff. We had people that would see something following us. People would hear disembodied voices there. We picked up all sorts of things with various instruments on this one stretch of road. And it was actually on the grounds where the road is next to the grounds where a church had burned during the Gatlinburg fires. We caught something one night. We were catching something in the corner of where the church was. It's just a flat concrete slab now. But it first identified itself as a little boy. then identify itself as an old woman, and then finally we got it to finally say across a spirit box that it was Zozo.
Wow.
And then after that, after it identified itself, nothing happened. All the things that were happening stopped.
It was like, well, they caught me.
Well, and then the thing was, it had been a year, almost 2 years of things happening in that one spot, almost constantly.
Wow.
That's insane.
So it's some weird shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing we can think is that somebody went and sat in that lot with a Ouija board and tried to contact whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow brought Zozo on.
I mean, there's a lot of people that come in and out of that place.
Oh, yeah.
So,
All kinds of people.
and I mean, they hit with the fire. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
With the fire that happened, it burned down so much, affected so many people that, I mean, you know,
Well, it's not the
Somebody
first time
could have
when the Rocky Top murders happened back in the 80s. They have pictures of people sitting out in front of where the murders happened,
trying to talk.
2, 3 o'clock in the morning, with Ouija boards on the sidewalk, trying to contact the girl that was killed there.
Wow.
You know.
All right, I got another question, and it's actually skipping forward to one of the Reddit topics, but this one we'll skip that one, and I'm just going to ask it now. So, do you guys see any difference in us using a spirit box, an ovilus, anything like that to communicate with spirits? Do you see anything different in that and taking a Ouija board into the field and using it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you said that.
Thank you.
So, a spirit box, an ovilus, all of that does not have symbology on it. Your Ouija board almost always has what are considered magic symbols or various symbols on it. They're there for a reason, which helps make it more of a portal or a doorway than just using your phone or an electronic device.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know. I think that Ouija boards have, I don't know, they're more, being a portal, they have more of a tendency to actually like physically draw something out, whereas with electronics, it's more just
Picking up what's already there.
Yeah, it's a white noise generator.
It's a white noise generator picking up whatever vocals are already there. We're not conjuring anything through a spirit box, whereas with a Ouija board, you're conjuring whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly my thought. With the board, you are basically picking up a phone and calling and saying, "Hey, everybody, come in."
Right.
The door's open.
You're broadcasting to a wider network of what's out there than you are if you're in a house using an ovilus or even your phone or a handheld recorder. With that, you're picking up local. You're not picking up from everywhere.
Yeah.
And using a board puts it out there for anything to come through.
Right. Yeah.
You're inviting the vampire in, and once they come in, they have that, they've been welcomed in. So
yeah, it's really hard to get rid of somebody once you open the door.
Aimee will suck your blood.
Exactly.
Yeah, she will. It's happened.
I want to suck your blood.
So, Steve,
Mike's over here looking up Ouija boards.
Well, I'm trying to remember the pictures on them. You got the funky looking sun. You got the moon, and then you always have that shadow figure of the woman using the Ouija board with the dark figure floating behind her on both sides of the board.
Yep.
Big red truck.
Yeah.
Red flag.
So, Steve, what are your thoughts? You think there's any difference?
I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking, I'm sure there is.
That's what that burning smell is.
Go suck someone's butt.
Stop it. He's the Duke of Hell.
evil. But
Fun of him, he'll get pissed off.
but yeah, I believe there is some difference. You know,
Yeah.
just like what Aimee was saying.
Yeah.
You know, the board's more of a portal. You know,
To
doorway.
everything.
Whereas you know, with our electronic devices, we're just we're just pulling from whatever's in that area.
Yeah.
Localized.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
because
We're using energy to give them a voice,
Correct.
as opposed to here's an open door.
Come on in.
yeah, yeah,
It's not full
growing
house.
up, I
Yeah.
think I can only recall maybe once or twice, you know, messing with a Ouija board. You know, didn't really mess with it too much. You know, being brought up, you know, hardcore Catholic. You know, but I'm willing to, with the right person leading.
I got one over here rubbing my arm. And 3 out of 4 of y'all are staring at me.
we have
So does
this,
that mean the second part of the podcast tonight's going to be a seance?
not tonight. But no, we actually had this discussion, me, Steve, and Andrea, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he totally
I knew
said.
my ears were burning.
Yes, actually, they should have been like on fire because he was like, "Hey, if we can get Aimee to agree, would you do the Ouija board with her?" And I'm like,
Because she's always been totally against it.
"I have been
Always.
but I did
I have
say,
too, but I've never had anybody with the
Right.
experience and the knowledge that
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 Aimee
Aimee
has.
has.
and I will
Yeah.
say, my response was the only person I would do it with would be Aimee.
I feel so honored.
I trust you,
You should.
Yeah.
Look
But
at him.
right? You should feel
Duke of
honored.
Hell has like given me props.
What?
Duke of Hell.
Evil.
But I mean, so, all right, we won't do this at anything coming up soon
Okay,
because I don't think it's allowed there.
that's okay.
But I know a place.
You want to do it at an actual site?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, on an investigation. But it will be not someone's residence.
No.
I'm gonna have to buy a new board.
See, I'm thinking we go to Red Ash.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I'm thinking we go to Red Ash.
Okay.
And we go to that building on the side of the road.
Okay.
See you next week, folks.
Out.
And we try it in there. Because I hear they're getting ready to tear that down.
No.
Yeah.
That's the only place that, well, I mean, the graveyard, we got a little bit of something, but that building was just
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
There was,
That
really.
building was weird.
Want to go. Want to go. Want to go.
See,
want to
it's
go.
crazy.
Let's
It's
go.
like somebody painted pentagrams and stuff on the walls.
And freaking glow in the dark.
Or it's almost like an invisible ink because you can't see it with your eyes,
Or with regular lights.
but you can see it through the camera
With IR.
with the IR.
Yeah.
Ooh, neat.
Yeah.
There's all kinds
So,
of stuff in
yeah.
there.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I crawled
So,
down
for
this
the record,
hole.
the pentagram is not a sign of evil.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, totally know that. But I'm just saying.
didn't
that's
even
what
know
everybody-
used.
Do you know where we're at?
I know.
They don't know.
I know. They're like, I saw that in a movie once.
Yeah.
It was the sign of evil.
It's the sign of the devil. Let's put that on the wall with an inverted cross. Which
Bobby
also
Boucher.
isn't evil.
Bobby Boucher. my mama said that pentagrams are bad.
It's the devil.
That was pretty good.
That was.
That's
pretty good.
I think Mike is proud too. Look at him. He's like glowing.
He's just
over
like,
here.
look at her. Yeah, she's great.
Proud Papa.
Duchess of Hell.
All
New
right.
title.
Okay, guys, how about we take a quick break?
I need a
and
refill?
You get a refill, and we'll come back and we'll talk about, I don't know, how about some demons in horror movies?
Yay!
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Demons and horrors, yeah!
Yes, demons,
in
My two
horror.
favorite things.
demons in horror movies.
Yep.
Yes.
Horror.
Cheap and easy.
Horror. Horror movie.
Horror movies, not horror movies.
Horror movies. Great God, fuck a mountain.
Do it before we get back.
So Debbie did do Dallas.
See,
Debbie did all of Dallas.
That's a spinoff from The Mountain on Game of Thrones, you know.
Yeah.
Someone's going to climb that mountain and fuck him.
That's right. You guys think about that, and we'll be right back.
Yep. So many people spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on that perfect infrared camera, hoping to catch that epic paranormal shot or simply to document their nighttime escapades, only to pair it up with an IR illuminator that gives off a hotspot in the center of the frame and performs subpar for their camera's capabilities. We did the same thing. Let me save you some time and money spent on multiple IR lights with one name, Deadlight. Created from the minds of Josh Bender and Justin Brown, who are also paranormal investigators, the Deadlight is the elite light to add to your camera arsenal. We have tested the Deadlight and illuminated areas up to 300 feet away. Did I mention these lights are built like a tank? Super durable and sturdy construction. Josh builds each Deadlight to meet your needs and is in constant contact during the building process. So forget the other lights out there and go straight to the best. You can check out the complete line of Deadlights on Facebook at Deadlight LLC. Justin and Josh are constantly exploring new features to add to the Deadlights. ETGS will never use another light in the field, simply because nothing else compares. Get your Deadlight today and you too can light up the night.
You're listening to Parrot Talk with East Tennessee Ghost Seekers, the new perspective in paranormal talk radio. You're listening to Parrot Talk. If you have a question or an experience to share, email us at etgsparrowtalk@gmail.com or call 865-264-0448. And now, back to Parrot Talk.
All right, and we're back. So, I hope everybody enjoyed that little break. And Andrea, you did a good job on that. I'm just saying.
Thanks.
Yeah, so...
Thank you very much.
So, while Andrea was taking her break, she went out and refilled her beverage glass with a little bit of Smirnoff Blueberry Vodka and 7-Up. And let me just say, it's on point. It is really...
And I just went, gook, gook, gook.
Well, see, that's all you got to do. You know, just a little gook, gook.
There's no measuring.
Yeah, that's how you measure. You measure the gooks.
Oh, the gooks? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shall know that from now on.
Yeah, every glass should contain at least 7 gooks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there was
Like the lady who says, 2 shots of vodka. Glug, 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 glug.
pretty much.
Yeah. You would, I mean, I'm telling you right now, you would have made Mandy proud of that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll have to make one for her when she comes.
You'll have to.
Oh, wait. We'll just have to take some with us.
Shh. It's not episode 69 yet.
Okay. That's all I was going to say. Yeah.
Edit that shit out. All right. So,
We're allowed to take road trips.
He's so testy.
not on my watch, young man. I don't care if you are the Duke of Hell.
Whose testes? What?
Steven's testes are in Andrea's
Put those
purse.
away. Put those away. It's not episode 69 yet.
For Steve, it is.
Always.
Duke of Hell, please put that away.
This is why we'll have no nude podcasts.
This table's a little harder than the last one, Steve. You'll bruise it.
It's just like that fucking mountain.
All right. So,
Welcome, newcomers.
yes. And
What's up, Jake?
so, before the
Is that
break,
Jake from State Farm?
Oh, please.
what are you wearing?
Khakis.
What are you
Please let it be.
wearing, Jake?
Please let it be.
What are you wearing?
We also have Radio Noir Naboo. Naboo? Okay. Radio Noir
There you go.
in Lawless, Scotland.
All right. So, before the break, we were discussing demons, and then we got on to the topic of Zozo, the Ouija board demon.
Then we get off topic.
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. And it happens.
Squirrel.
Yeah, where? But
Exactly.
so now we're going to talk about the 10 most powerful demons in horror movies, ranked from 10 to 1. Ooh. All right. So let's start at the left of the semicircle table. And Andrea, number 10.
Number 10. Abalam. I just think of Ramalam.
Ramalam.
I thought the same thing when I first saw it.
That'd be Ding Dong.
When I saw that, I was like, Ramalam, Abalam.
Oh, Black Betty.
This is Abalam from The Last Exorcism. One of the more genuinely unnerving demonic horror movies is the 2010 faux documentary, The Last Exorcism. This small-scale found footage film won critics and audiences over with its convincing depiction of demonic possession. While we don't see the demon itself, when Abalam possesses the soul of young Neil Sweetser, the demonic power is hard to ignore. In some of the most intense possession scenes captured on film, Nell's body spasms and contorts in gravity-defying ways as Abalam violently lashes out. A documentary film crew tries to capture a religious exorcism to rid Nell's body of the demon, but the demon proves too potent to kill. Cue the sequel.
That movie was awesome.
It really was.
I love that movie. I mean, yeah, The Exorcist, probably my favorite of the exorcism style movies, but The Last Exorcism, it did not get the praise it should have.
Right.
The exorcism scenes, or the possession scenes in that were terrifying.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
Nightmare-inducing, terrifying scenes.
Yeah, I mean,
Guess I'll be watching it tonight.
Oh,
I'm trying to
Haven't seen it.
Have I seen that?
oh,
I don't know if you have or not. This was before us, but I think you have.
I don't know if I remember this.
Because, I mean, like the like I said there, the gravity-defying scenes. Oh, my God.
Well, see, I was just thinking of the body spasms and the contortions. It reminded me of that. I can't remember the name of the movie now. The UFO movie up there in Nome, Alaska.
The Fourth Kind.
Yeah, the Fourth Kind. Yeah. That movie scared the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah.
That was a creepy ass movie.
That was a creepy movie. Have you seen The Fourth Kind, Amy?
Nope.
Oh, you got to watch it.
Okay, I've
Yes.
seen that one. You've got to see it.
Yeah. That movie is probably scarier than any horror movie I've seen in the last 20 years.
I don't scare easy, and I lived in Seymour in an apartment, and I had to get up and turn my bedroom light on and finish watching it with the lights on.
Wow. I mean, it's scary.
Yeah.
That movie is terrifying. All right. So,
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, you definitely have to check that one out. All right. Before you check that out, give us number 9.
Number 9.
The labia.
No. Gutter brain. Shut up, Duke of Hell. Shut up, Duke of Hell.
Go back to where
the
you're
labia.
from.
Oh, look. This is fitting, though. It's the lamia. It's Drag Me to Hell. You know what? Take this with you. Just be quiet while you do. While Drag Me to Hell adheres to Sam Raimi's slapstick sense of humor, the lamia is still one powerful demon. When Christine Brown denies a freaky old gypsy woman a bank loan, the woman places a curse on her. The curse includes the torment of the lamia, a goat-like demon that is conjured in a seance held by a fortune teller. The lamia continues to vex Christine throughout the film with one goal in mind: to drag her to hell. The lamia may be a bit cartoonish by demonic standards, but judging by the downbeat ending, its overall power allows it to triumph.
Another awesome movie. And
It's Sam Raimi. I mean,
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, we definitely have to watch it. It's really good.
see, I've seen like the previews for it. I've just never watched it.
I just got a quick question. These movies here, this countdown, all these demons, are they based off real demons, or are these just Hollywood demons that they've made up?
Most of them are Hollywood demons.
There are some that are based on
actual
demons.
ones.
Yeah. So, Mike, number 8.
Bagul from Sinister. While director Scott Derrickson did an equally spooky job with The Exorcism of Emily Rose, he took the demonic subgenre to another level with Sinister. Fantastic film.
Oh, yeah.
In the film, new homeowner Ellison Oswald discovers a collection of disturbing videotapes in the attic. After researching the videos, Oswald discovers the presence of Bagul, a child-eating demon that weirdly resembles a death metal rocker. What makes Bagul so domineering is its ability to possess children through the video footage that they capture. Now, Bagul is based on an actual demon.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you haven't seen Sinister, he's a creepy looking demon. He is a creepy looking demon.
I love those Sinister movies.
Yeah. I mean, and they hit the nail on the head with the description. He looks like a death metal rocker. He totally does. Yeah. It's like Gwar to the third power.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But all right, Steve, number 7.
Number 7. What the fuck is Annabelle from The Conjuring? The Annabelle demon in the Conjuring universe is so powerful that it's been granted a lucrative spin-off franchise. What else needs to be said? First discovered by Ed and Lorraine Warren, the real-life paranormal investigators at the heart of The Conjuring, the demon that possesses the Annabelle doll continues its reign of terror. Of course, the potency of the demon extends beyond possessing mere mortals, but inanimate objects as well. Annabelle has horrified audiences in 3 standalone films.
Love those movies.
Yes.
Love them. Yeah. And all right, number 6, a movie I love.
Yes.
Andrea hated. Steve hated.
I liked the.
You liked the remake. You didn't like the original.
Well, okay. In my defense, the remake, or no, the original is. I understand that it's supposed to be cheesy. I totally get that, but there are some cheese movies that I'm like, okay, it's cool, but not my thing. That was one of them. But the remake was like incredibly creepy. Mm-hmm. It's a legit horror movie to me.
Yes, but some of this cheese was filmed in Morristown.
I get that. I totally get that. And, the fact that it does have some Tennessee ties, it makes me appreciate it. And I mean, I have to appreciate the fact that, the original was made in what, 60 something?
Huh?
The original?
70.
70?
It was like, was it 81?
Yeah.
81, I think, is when it was made.
The year I was born. Okay. So, I mean, obviously it's not going to be a movie that I would have watched as a child.
Right.
She's over here flaunting her youth.
Right.
And she just had a birthday.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
But I do have to appreciate the fact that, any kind of horror movie pre-CG, they do with what they do the best they can to make it as scary as they can. And
well, see, this one they wasn't really pushing to be scary. It was Bruce Campbell.
Well, yeah.
It's all about Ash.
Yep.
All about Ash.
Not like Ash.
Stupid ass movie.
I don't.
He's got a chainsaw for a fucking arm. Come on.
Okay, so I'm not alone on
This
that?
No.
is my boomstick.
Okay.
No, I don't know if you remember, but I got up and kind of left the room when we were watching
he
it.
didn't even finish it.
Okay.
Yeah, he was watching Army of Darkness. He didn't even watch,
The original, or the
Evil Dead.
beginning.
He watched Army of Darkness. And I love Army of Darkness. I've seen Army of Darkness countless times.
I would rather watch Bud the Chud.
I love that movie too.
I'm sorry, I will watch Army of Darkness. Give me Army of Darkness 1,000,000 times over Bud the Chud. Please.
All right. Well, give us a rundown on this.
So, number 6, the Deadites from the Evil Dead. As noted above, Sam Raimi is the king of demonic horror. He earned plaudits above for bringing the Lamia to life in Drag Me to Hell, but The Evil Dead is really where he made his baleful bones. Whether it's the Deadite Legion, a spate of zombified demons, or the specific Kandarians, Kandarian demon, the magnitude of terror each brings cannot be denied. The same demons conjured from the
Necronomicon.
Okay, that, a.k.a. the Book of the Devil, appears
said your damn
Book of the
words.
Dead. Book of the Dead.
Yes, the Book of the Dead appear throughout the trilogy. Poor Ash, Bruce Campbell, must face off with demons of every stripe in the Evil Dead 2, and the Army of Darkness.
Love those movies.
My favorite part is the graveyard when he can't remember the last word, and he's going, "I said your damn words." After he goes,
Verata. Oh, love it.
Fantastic movie. Fantastic movie.
Yes. Number 5.
It's okay. She likes The Notebook, so.
I do. I enjoy that movie quite well.
Okay.
Number 5. Aimee.
Lipstick-faced demon from Insidious. Although it resembles Darth Maul a bit too much, yes it does, the odious intent of the red-faced Insidious demon is too strong to omit. The demon in question begins tormenting the Lambert family, which is plagued by a rash of supernatural activity in their home. An amateur seance is held to summon the spirit, dumbasses, and soon the Lamberts learn that a dastardly demon wants to abduct their child. A race ensues to stop the potent demon before comatose son Dalton is brought to the evil realm known as the Further.
And I have to say, out of
I like
all
the word
movies,
dastardly.
Oh my God.
I'm going to use that more often. Dastardly. That dastardly demon.
Evil.
But no, out of all the movies that's come out in the last 10 years,
Insidious, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
the Insidious films,
They're really good.
amazing. I mean, and The Last Key.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, such a good movie. Such a good movie. I mean, they brought that around and made all that just link together.
Yes, the
perfect
way
with
they
The Last
just
Key.
fold everything in, everything connects. It's
Oh
fantastic.
yeah. I mean, it's like watching a mini series.
Well written.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally is. All right, Mike.
I haven't seen
Number
this movie
4.
just because Stephen and my mom said that it was absolutely stupid at the end.
I'm not a fan. I saw it in theaters and I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
From the film Hereditary, as you can hear getting rave reviews from this group. Payment.
I've not seen it, so I can't give my review.
Most recent cinematic demon on our list is no less scary than the rest. Indeed, Payman, the duplicitous demon featured in Ari Aster's Hereditary, is one of the most devastating entities found in modern movies. Summoned as a cult ritual by her deceased mother, Annie, Toni Collette must protect her family from Payman's evil persuasions. Payman's first targets Annie's daughter, Charlie, before going after his most prized possession in her son, Peter. Once Payman infiltrates his host's body, he does unspeakable acts of horror this generation has never witnessed.
Wasn't impressed.
No,
Nah.
no.
I've watched it, but I don't remember it, so it must not have been that good.
Yeah.
It really wasn't.
It's a forgettable film.
Oh, it totally is. The most terrifying part of that film was
Credits.
that no, when the little
Spoiler,
girl lost her
if
head.
you haven't seen it yet, two spots got me. When the little girl lost her head,
Yeah.
and when the mom was decapitating herself.
Yeah.
And other
And it
than
wasn't
that,
good.
the rest of it sucked.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
slow moving. I don't know what dastardly deeds they're referring to here because it was boring. It was boring.
Dastardly filmmaking.
All right, Steve.
It was boring.
Number 3.
From the movie Fallen, Azazel. Biblically speaking, Azazel in Fallen is one of the mightiest demons of all time. One of the ways to determine the power of a demon is whether or not it outlasts the film's protagonist. Such is the case with Azazel in Fallen, which evilly outwits the great Denzel Washington in the end. Of course, the true power of Azazel is its ability to change human hosts with a passing touch. The invisible entity can assume the body of a human or animal, leaving those hunting it utterly clueless.
I can't say that I've seen that.
This
Really?
movie,
Oh, that was such a good movie.
this movie
is
I
good.
don't remember.
Really?
I do
It's
not
good.
remember this
You need
movie.
to watch it.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Yeah, I have to check it out because I don't remember this one.
Well, anything Denzel Washington does is good.
Yeah.
Denzel!
Mike's a fan. All right.
It's not like that piece of shit Hereditary.
Where a bitch takes her own head off. What the fuck?
You know.
Who does that?
The Duchess of Hell.
Oh, she's looking like, you just called me the Duchess of Hell.
No, I don't.
All right, Andrea, number 2.
Number 2.
This one, your brother would
Oh.
totally agree with.
Yes. Actually, he would probably move it to number 1.
He probably would.
Yeah. The Cenobites from Hellraiser. Pinhead and his malefic minions, aka the Cenobites, are demonic hellions with a collective power unlike any. Talk about power in numbers. Aside from their grotesque physical depiction, the Cenobites are terrifyingly potent. They come from a hellish purgatory where sadomasochism and abject torture rule the day. They do the dirty bidding of Pinhead by entering the earthly realm when victims open a special golden box. Their goal is to drag their victims back to the violent-filled netherworlds where eternal suffering takes place.
Great movie.
Love the Hellraiser.
It's a great
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in my top 2
Yeah.
of all time. This next one is my top one.
So Hellraiser is number 2 on your list?
Imagine that. And I love the Cenobites, man, especially if you warm them up in the microwave, put a little bit of vanilla ice cream with them.
Tasty.
So good.
Delicious.
Little cinnamon on them.
Oh,
Fuck, they're good.
So good.
All right.
Number 1.
Numero uno. The one everyone's been waiting for. Pazuzu from The Exorcist. Talk about head-spinning horror. Har har. No cinematic demon has ever been more potent or frightening than that of Pazuzu in The Exorcist. The demon, which derived from an archaeological dig in the Middle East, finds its way to the U.S. There, it infiltrates the body of 12-year-old Reagan McNeil, played by Linda Blair, and she was fantastic, with the evil intention of subsuming her soul. The profane, foul-mouthed demon makes Reagan do unspeakable acts of horror, including masturbating with a crucifix. That could not have been comfortable. Pazuzu also makes Reagan's head spin makes Reagan's head spin 180 degrees and projectile vomit buckets of pea soup. Adjusted for inflation, the 1973 Best Picture winner is still among the highest grossing films ever made.
A comment to this. You know, we watched that documentary, you know, on the making
The cursed films.
Cursed films.
Yeah.
You know, Linda Blair also had, you know, there was another woman that did the masturbation scene and the vomiting scene because Reagan was too young
Yeah.
to do that. And that woman, she also did a couple other scenes. I can't remember exactly.
The scene where she got, where she was thrown against
Oh,
the wall.
and the head spinning too.
Yeah, and where she was thrown against the wall, the lady, the stunt double fill-in, actually got a concussion where she hit the ground so hard because they had somebody back there had ropes tied to her to pull her back just to make it look more violent. And when she went flying back, she actually hit her head on the wall and got a concussion.
Well, Linda Blair ended up getting whiplash because the rigging in the bed was so violent when she was doing this. The screams were actually her screaming because it was literally beating her on that bed.
Yeah, love that movie. Love it.
I actually have Reagan tattooed on my arm for our listeners.
Yeah. You did it for our listeners. That's nice.
I did.
So sweet.
Nice. I do everything for our listeners.
Yeah.
So sweet.
That movie, though, is just, it's such a well-made movie. It's such an incredibly good story, and it is scary as all hell.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I saw it the first time when I was probably 7, 8 years old, and was terrified. Terrified. I mean, it was years that I would close my eyes when I went to bed, and I could see her face. I mean,
The first time I saw it, I was 38.
Yeah.
So it didn't frighten me near as much.
Yeah. She was like, it's not that scary.
Yeah.
And there's 2 movies that I'm surprised didn't make
Shelter.
this top 10 list, but I'm sure they're probably within
38?
the top 15 or 20 is The Omen and Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was sheltered. What can I say?
Well, but the demon in that, though, is actually Satan.
It's true.
So,
Right, that's true, yeah.
Demi, why you do this to me, Demi? Demi, why you do this to me?
We don't even need sound bites. We have
No.
Mike.
He's our walking
little
soundbite.
exorcist for you.
But, we're talking Hellraiser and all these older movies. This week, we sat down and we watched Andrea. Well, she was watching TikTok probably, but I watched
I'm
Probably.
so ashamed of you.
Phantasm
Don't be.
and Phantasm 3.
Phantasm scared the living shit out of me when I was a
The
kid.
tall man.
That damn ball and that tall man, the old guy, that scared the living hell out of me when I was a kid.
And see, and that's another movie that I like because, it started out, the kid was 12, 13 years old. And he was in the last one, as an adult. He followed through, him and the guy with the balding on top and mullet in the back, Reggie. They went through all the movies for that series.
That was
Which
the
is awesome.
precursor
Yeah.
to today's man bun.
It was, yeah.
The Shutter app has been fantastic to have.
I sense a little sarcasm. Just a little bit sarcasm.
Not at all. It's been great.
So I got to tell you, the first movie that ever scared the hell out of me was The Fog.
Bambi.
No, The Fog.
Oh, yeah.
The original.
Yeah, I was like 6, I think. And I begged and begged and begged and begged, on TV no less, begged my dad to stay up and watch it on a Friday night. And so he stayed up with me and we watched it. And then he spent the whole night up with me because I was like 6 years old. I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh my God. And it was foggy out and I was ready to die. And he spent the whole night up with me and we, greeted the morning with coffee and cartoons and made breakfast for the whole family. And then we went to bed.
That's hilarious.
But ever since then, been a fan.
Yeah. So, Andrea, what movie scared you to the point of not being able to sleep or losing sleep? I know nothing scared you to the point of you not being able to sleep.
No.
SpongeBob.
What made you kind
Nothing-
of lose some sleep?
Nothing actually has kept me from sleeping. I will tell you what had kept me from watching scary movies as a child.
Your brother torturing you.
My older brother tortured me. Literally tortured me. Physically, mentally, psychologically, everything. Every way possible.
I thought you were going to say sexually.
No.
We were about to go kick somebody's ass.
No. My older brother is 4 years older than me. So, and he's all into movies. Obviously, Hellraiser is his number one, right? Well, he was really into the Friday the 13th,
Me too.
the, Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, I had seen bits and pieces of these movies. I can tell you that I've seen pretty much a piece of every single scary movie. Every single one of them. A piece of it. Because I could get 5 minutes into that movie and my brother would do something and would terrify me. So he had the frickin' glove. The frickin' Freddy Krueger glove.
I had one of those.
And
too.
he would chase me around with it. Now, granted, the blades were plastic. I knew that. But if you have a brother who is considerably larger than you and you're left alone in the house with him because your parents both work and he takes out the phone cord because he doesn't want you calling anybody to save you, he will chase you. He chased me around the house and would proceed to put me in a clothes hamper and shove me down the stairs.
That's hilarious.
But
It's hysterical. I'm sorry you're scarred for life, but it's hysterical.
I am seriously scarred for life because
You want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street tonight?
I think she
No.
said yeah.
honestly, they don't bother me now. I could watch them, but watching them as an adult and being so much, having seen so many more.
1, 2 friends coming for you.
But okay, no, it doesn't bother me now. It really doesn't. I find them incredibly cheesy, and I think that's what I had to put myself in this whole state of mind of it's not real, it's not real, it's not real. And as the progression of CGI has gotten better, it's more of a really. That's what I was scared of. It's, so I never got that initial scare from those movies.
See, Nightmare on Elm Street, there's a lot of freaking comedy.
Oh, a whole lot of comedy.
And the crazy thing is after watching it as an adult, I've seen that comedy behind it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But see, my brother absolutely tortured me with it. Every single freaking scary movie that was out, I got tortured with. So, yeah, as a child, growing up, no, give me some My Little Ponies.
Shame on you, Team Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Team Liam Neeson, y'all suck. Actually, Jason had nothing to do with it. I was already a teenager at that point.
So Mike, what about you? What movie got you?
I will admit the very first movie that ever scared the living hell out of me, and this is embarrassing to say, it was actually a made-for-TV movie starring Kim Darby and William Demarest. William Demarest was Uncle Charlie from My Three Sons, so I'm showing my age now. But it was from 1973. It was on ABC. It was called Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
I remember that.
And it was about this couple that moved into this. They inherited this old house, this old Victorian-style house. They move into it, and these little tiny creatures, these little tiny people lived in the basement. And they were determined to make the woman crazy. And they would climb up through the fireplace because it reached all the way down into the cellar. And she would sit there next to the fireplace without a fire, and all you'd hear is, "Set us free, we're free, set us free." And all these voices just whispering, "Set us free, we're free, set us free, set us free." I'm getting goosebumps. It scared the shit out of me as a child.
Check that out.
Now, they remade the movie a couple years, I think 2012. Not
as good.
It's you can actually watch it on YouTube. It's a made-for-TV movie from 1973. It's goofy as hell, but there are parts in that movie that are absolutely terrifying. And as a kid that I was an only child, it scared the shit out of me because I thought these little people were going to crawl out from under my bed because they were only 3 or 4 inches tall.
Right.
But every time you saw them, they just looked horrifying.
Wow.
And they would whisper all the time. Oh.
Baby Groot.
Well, really, the only movie I've ever watched that gave me nightmares. You're gonna love this. Not a scary movie. Sybil.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. It's where I earned my nickname. I was like 4, and we were traveling and staying with friends of my dad's, my Uncle Terry. And I was supposed to be in bed already, but I was always a night owl. So the adults are talking and doing their thing and kick back in the living room, and I am sitting behind the couch watching TV. And that's what was on. And they caught me, put me back to bed, and by that time, it was already too late. I had nightmares, and Terry called me Sybil Sue from then on.
Wow.
It has stuck so much. I have a ring that was gifted to me that says Sybil.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you don't know the story, look it up. It's awful. And it's true.
All right. Steve.
I remember.
Other than The Fourth Kind.
Stop it.
I don't know. There's nothing really. Well, other than The Shining,
I have to walk out to my
maybe.
car in the dark. Mom.
The Shining.
You know that kind of freaked my ass out a little
Yeah.
bit. You know that's probably that is the first horror movie, slasher.
Yeah.
That I've seen, but
Yeah, The Shining was amazing.
Oh God, yeah.
The Shining was so good.
Yeah, I've yet to see.
And it holds up.
Dr. Love or whatever.
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sleep.
that one's good.
I had Kiss.
Mine is
I was
one
listening to Kiss earlier.
Yeah.
I got the reference. I got it.
Yeah, I
know
don't.
what you mean.
I think it's. I think my trauma is why I don't fancy watching slashers. They just
See, I love
don't. I'm not a fan of
Love 'em.
slashers. Give me some good psychological type, creep out, freak out type. I need that kind of scary. The Ring,
She'd probably like Hereditary.
probably.
Probably.
The Ring didn't scare me. Everybody was like, "Oh God, The Ring is the scariest movie." In the world." I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of freaky," but it wasn't.
No, I didn't like that little bitch.
No.
No, I mean,
She was
but
creepy.
No.
it was creepy, but it was just like, okay. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have nightmares for forever. No,
The little boy was scarier than the girl was.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
The little Asian boy.
Yeah. In The Grudge.
Oh, and The Grudge.
And the Grudge. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking the
Yeah.
Ring, Grudge, the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, and I've actually not
Just spelled
made it
different.
through an
Different.
entire Grudge. I've tried to watch freaking Grudge. I don't know how many times, and I can't make it through the whole thing. I fall asleep. Don't
It's
know why.
very slow moving.
Okay, then that's
It's
why.
very
Yeah.
slow moving.
Because I see the creepy.
Japanese horror stories are very, very slow moving.
I've seen the little boy, but to me, I see the little boy. He's got black eyes, and I'm like, oh, okay, creepy kid. But then, 20 minutes later, I'm like,
See, slasher movies don't scare me that much. The psychological horror movies scare
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Children of the Corn bothers me. It's hard for me to watch
that one
movie.
that one did scare me. I
Yeah.
did see that one, and that one did
Creepy
scare me.
kids bother the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
The whole concept of kids taking over and killing adults and I don't know. Yeah, that one was. I think that one did scare me.
And to this day, if I meet a child named Josiah or Zebediah, I just walk away.
You're like, nope,
Get the
I'm not
fuck
doing
away
that.
from me. What's wrong with you?
Not
Kids
doing
in
that.
general creep me out. I don't care if they live in a fucking cornfield or in a TV.
I see
or
Amish
in the
kids
two rooms down the hall.
I see the Amish kids that I come sometimes visit Superior County. I just scream. I scream and I run the other way.
No Malachi. No Malachi.
When I go, when I go to Dad's to visit up in Ohio, he's got Amish families live all around
Oh, yeah.
him,
And corn.
and lots of corn. But they'll come to the back door and knock. All these little Amish kids, and
They're little black.
Wait, do they have faces?
They have black eyes.
I don't know. I'm like, Mike, I run. but no, they come
Hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no.
asking for popsicles.
Asking for pops.
Yeah, my stepmom, she always has popsicles in the freezer. And
For the kids.
Yeah, they're
that's
always
kinda cute.
bringing Dad and Edie breads and pies and
I'll try.
That's sweet.
butter and cookies.
I want an Amish neighbor.
Unless Steve answers a door that it's,
He's gonna throw punch a poor kid on his unexpected
Dad was trying to
kid.
hook me up with an Amish woman one time.
Her beard was thicker than yours.
Yeah.
she could build
She
a
was-
barn, though.
she was
Damn,
hanging
she
out-
could build a barn quick.
It was hanging out from her dress. She was so thick.
She had the granddaddy of bearded clams.
I reckon.
Oh my gosh.
She swept the sidewalk as she walked away.
Steve, those were her balls, Steve.
Oh my God. So, most of these movies we talked about, they're available for you to stream or for you to go rent online.
You can
or-
find them anywhere, somewhere.
Yeah. So if you have that house that you can watch these movies in, you've got 4 walls in each room.
Mostly. Unless you have an open concept house.
There's still 4 walls.
Yeah, but not in each room.
It's all one big room, Andrea.
You said each room. They're separate spaces. Have you not watched any of the Hometown? God.
Crickets.
Man, give his balls back.
Okay.
Nope.
Get them out of your purse and polish and dust them off and hand them back.
So,
Nope.
so
Duchess of Hell.
welcome to my world.
Ego.
Yeah, because I'm the one that wakes up early and I, go into the living room to watch HGTV all the time. That would be you.
I know, but I'm trying to segue into this next section, but you ruined it.
No.
But you have walls, and you possibly have something hanging on those walls, so it's not just a big empty space. But there's a little list made here of 5 haunted paintings that you may just want to deal with that empty wall versus putting these images on your wall.
I'd like to have all of them.
Oh, I would too. Yeah.
And hang them on all 5 walls.
All 5 of them. Yes.
He has that open concept.
Yes.
Yeah, the 4 around and the 1 up above him. Yeah.
Yes.
4 walls. All right. So, Andrea,
Yes.
tell us about this first painting here.
The first painting is called The Hands Resist Him, and it's by Bill Stoneham. The Hands Resist Him is perhaps one of the most famous haunted paintings in history. Painted by Bill Stoneham as a way to express his feelings about his adoption, the image shows a terrifying looking doll with black eyes beside a boy who stares directly into the viewer's eyes. Behind the boy, disembodied hands press up against a glass divider that's said to represent the barrier between the waking and dream world. The haunted history of the painting dates back to 1974, when it was purchased from an art gallery. 10 years later, the owner of the gallery, the person who bought the painting, and an art critic who had written about it were all dead. The painting eventually resurfaced on eBay, where its terrified seller claims the figures in the artwork came to life at night. Some claim that merely viewing the painting causes blackouts and physical illness. The painting has since been acquired by another art gallery and is locked away in the gallery's storage space.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it is a creepy looking picture, but I mean, like the doll next to the boy, it actually looks like a little girl next to the boy. And just like a black-eyed girl.
That's creepy as hell.
I mean,
I don't like it.
yeah, that's a terrifying picture.
I would not hang that shit on my walls.
I would love to have it. Yeah.
See, that's why I don't like kids.
Yeah, I gotta say, at work, I have a couple of years ago, we have a fundraiser that people donate items to, and one year we had a couple of big paintings that had been donated but nobody had purchased, and it was very awkward looking and nobody wanted to take it. Like, nobody in the office, so I kept it in my office. I hung it up, and it's lovingly referred to as the Creepy Kids, or Carol Ann and Damien.
Nice.
Because it is a picture of 2 kids, and they're sitting all happy eating watermelon, but the way they're painted, it's just really odd. Like, the hands are like out of proportion. The faces, their teeth look weird. It's a strange painting, and I
think I remember seeing that at the fundraiser.
So everybody at the office knows that it's my creepy kids, and I'm the one that usually takes on all the creepy pictures anyway, because I do have a picture of an old doctor in my office too. And but yeah, I could actually, if that had happened to be at our fundraiser and nobody bought it, I probably would have taken it.
Right. Yeah.
Of course you would.
All right, Aimee.
All
share
right. This next one is called The Anguished Man, and it's by an unknown artist.
Terrifying.
Owner Sean Robinson claims the painting, known as The Anguished Man, has a particularly terrifying backstory. So goes the tale. The anonymous and disturbed painter allegedly stirred his own blood into the paint as he worked on the image. Soon after completing the piece, the artist committed suicide. Strange activity has haunted the anguished man ever since, from shadowy figures and distressed pets to the eerie sounds of crying. The longer Robinson left out the painting, the worse the haunting became. He even documented the last creepy incidents on his YouTube channel. Today, it is safely locked away, far from any possible victims.
That picture looks seriously creepy.
Oh, it looks like someone pulled all the skin off the guy's face.
And pulled all of its teeth and off its
When I see
nose.
that picture, I first thing I thought of was a burn victim.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a horrifying picture.
It really is.
It makes me think of the scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark when all their skin melts.
Yeah. All right, Mike. I know you love this one.
Oh, little bastard staring at me.
He's totally scared.
This is The Crying Boy by Bruno Amadio. Does this... Fucking go away, kid. Does this cheerful portrait catch your eye? Good news, you can actually score yourself a copy of Bruno Bragolin Amadio's Crying Boy print or one of its numerous knockoffs. But be careful, prospective buyer, your acquisition may backfire. The curse of the Crying Boy dates back to 1985 when an article in a British tabloid, The Sun, told of a South Yorkshire house fire. The homeowner allegedly possessed a copy of the teary-eyed portrait at the time. While the blaze obliterated the home, the weepy print survived. A follow-up story included additional eerie tales about the seemingly cursed portrait. Some owners told of their own house fires, which the Crying Boy survived. And apparently every time the painting survived, it survived completely unscathed.
Yeah.
No smoke problems, no water. Yeah, nothing. Nothing was touched on. And in fact, there was one house fire where they said there was actually burn marks on the frame, but the picture was completely fine.
Yeah.
Few readers even reported attempting to set their painting on fire, only to find that it would not burn.
I think we talked about this painting
Yeah.
on a few episodes ago, so I believe.
Well, it was actually last week's. It was on cursed paintings. We had that in with the podcast
That's
last
right.
week.
Okay.
Creepy ass kid.
Yeah. So
It's weird. Ugh.
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, he's a pitiful looking kid.
But it's like he's staring directly into your soul.
Yeah, I mean, I have my paper laying flat in front of me, and he's looking in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He's so sweet.
Yeah.
I just want to hug
He
him.
just wants to be loved.
Yeah, as he eats your soul. All right, Steve.
All right, number 4. Portrait of Samantha King by Richard King.
This painting's creepy looking.
Yes.
I've seen this painting in person many times.
Have you?
Have you really?
This deceptively...
See, it's already cursed Steve. He can't speak.
This deceptively cheery painting by Richard King hangs in Austin, Texas's Driscoll Hotel and carries with it a haunting legend. So goes the tale. The young girl featured in King's painting is Samantha Houston, the daughter of a U.S. senator who fell to her death while staying at the Driscoll. Present-day guests claim that merely gazing upon the painting makes one feel dizzy, as though you, too, are tumbling down a set of stairs. Others claim to have encountered Samantha's ghost in the hotel's halls, or say that if you look at the painting long enough, Samantha's face contorts. As with any good legend, the painting's haunting backstory is a mix of fact and fiction. Willow Smock peered into its history and concluded that King's work is actually a replica of love letters by Charles Trevor Garland, but tell that to the Driscoll guests who stood before this portrait and met the paranormal.
Yeah, I mean, true or not, that's a creepy picture. I mean, yeah, it's a sweet little girl,
Not as
there.
creepy as that Crying Boy, though.
No, well, see, the anguish guy,
He kind of tops my list.
yeah.
This next one, though.
The next one is,
It just makes me
yeah, it's sad. All right, Andrea. Bring us down.
All right. Last but not least, The Dead Mother by Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch is well known for his dark and moody expressionist paintings like The Scream, yet only one of his works is haunted. The Dead Mother, painted in honor of Munch's mother, who died of tuberculosis, is said to bear the remnants of its tragic history. The little girl's eyes follow viewers as they move around her, and some people hear the sheets from the dead mother's sheets rustling as they stand near.
Oh, that's a little creepy.
That is.
Makes me sad.
It does make me sad. You know, I also have another story from work.
Okay.
We actually have a painting. It's a replica, but it's actually called The Autopsy. I work in a medical type office, and years ago, the past presidents of our organization would, when they were leaving, or they were, it was the end of their term, so they would donate something to the organization. Well, I'm not familiar on the time, but years ago, the outgoing president donated this portrait called The Autopsy, and it's literally these doctors, and it's a very sketchy type picture. You don't see, there's no faces. It's very brushed looking, so you see the lines, but you can see what it is. You see a body on a table. You see all these doctors standing around. It's definitely creepy. But we had received this photo or this portrait, and it, they hadn't put it up or anything, so they were like, we'll get it up eventually. Put it behind a door. Kind of forgot about it. Later on, they had seen that an art museum had been broken into, and this portrait was one that had been taken.
Oh, wow.
And so they looked into it, and it was in fact the real thing. So they decided, okay, well, we can't keep this. This is stolen property. So what they did was they actually got a copy made of it and gave the original to, I think, the Smithsonian.
Wow.
That's cool.
So that is one of the pictures in our office. We have tons of these pictures up, but that is one that I want in my office. They won't let me.
Yeah, it's a cool picture.
Take it.
I mean, it's kind of like they do that like professional put up, like where they bring somebody in and do that hardcore hang-ups.
The old thumbtack.
Oh no, it's the hardcore hang-ups.
Oh yeah, it's good. That's good. Right there. Is it straight? It's straight.
Yeah, no. I wish I could, man, but no.
All right. Those were some good stories, and some of that art, it's creepy. I mean, like looking at this one right here, the dead mother.
Yeah.
The kid.
If you stare at her face for a little bit, it starts to.
Yeah, it'll mess with
get
you.
Weird.
Yeah.
This poor baby.
It looks
Her
like
mouth moves.
Yeah, and then where her cheek is, it looks like she's starting to bleed.
Yeah.
They're looking at the
On the phone.
Wow.
at the girl, the little girl.
Her mouth, it looks like she goes to a grin and.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Show Andrew.
Wow. That gave me goosebumps.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. I mean, that's a creepy looking picture. Super creepy.
Yeah, it's hanging in the Driscoll, and I'm from Austin, and we used to go and you'd stand there and look at it, and it would change. You sit there and watch it, and her face would change, and she would stop smiling, and it suddenly looked like her either she was crying blood or her cheek was bleeding. It just was very strange. And you would, if you stared at it long enough, you would start to feel dizzy.
Wow. All right.
Such an unassuming photo. You're just like, no, it's a little girl. And then you're like, whoa, dude, she stripped me out.
There's one piece of artwork that's missing from this list.
Ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
our creepy kids.
Yeah.
We do have creepy kids. I have a
I'm
family.
not talking about your sons.
Yeah. No,
I'm talking about the boys like
I have-
that.
That's funny. I've got like a family of creepy kid pictures. I'm surrounded by
That's kind
creepy
of
kids.
creepy.
Yeah.
I am surrounded by creepy kids
And creepy adults.
and creepy adults. That's true.
All right, guys.
You're the mother.
It's that time of the podcast again.
Who are you calling creepy?
I'm the mother of the creepy kids.
Okay, guys.
Is it time to say goodbye?
No.
No.
Oh.
It's time for our new weekly segment.
I read it. Oh my gosh, that was
Stories.
horrible.
That was fucking corny.
Stories from Reddit. All right. So, this first story here, I mean, it comes in where we were at earlier, and the next one comes in where we were at earlier. And apparently I was on some kind of theme here when I was picking these stories. And now I can't put the Reddit user's name in with the story.
Why not?
Because they're saying it's copyright problems.
Being an author.
They're the author of that
But if
story.
you're acknowledging it.
Yeah. And, it's like several of them, I've reached out to them and they won't even respond. So,
Well, what about like the artwork and stuff with the...
yeah, well,
I would think that it would be worse to not recognize the actual author than to recognize the author.
Who was giving you flack?
No, it's on their board. It's on the Reddit page itself. It's just one particular page, so I started pulling stories from a different one. And I'm just going to continue to follow that rule, though, because I don't want to catch any flack over that or anything copywritten. So, all right.
Yeah, we know who that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just keep
I
them all
do.
anonymous.
All right. So, the first story here. Who wants to take it? Andrea, you read the last one.
Yeah, I
didn't you? Okay, Aimee, take it.
Which one?
Alrighty then.
The Ouija board experiment.
Oh, I thought you were skipping it since we discussed
All
it.
right.
No,
This one is
I wanna
titled
listen.
The Ouija Board Experience. When I was 16, me and two of my friends were alone late at night. One of them pulled out her Ouija board, and as all of us are critics but curious, we decided to take it as seriously as possible to ensure the most true outcome. We did some research and came up with the proper line of questioning. We tried our best not to move our fingers on the board, but even when they did move, we wrote it off as involuntary muscle movements. We asked if there was anyone there with us, and it moved to yes. We asked what happened to them. It spelled out fire. We asked their age. It told us they were a child. We asked if they could reveal their presence to us, and it said yes. We asked how, and it spelled out claw. Stop dying over there, Steve. You're the Duke of Hell, damn it. You're not supposed to cough.
Rona.
Rona.
Anyway,
Where's my mask?
we asked how, and it spelled out claw. We asked where, it spelled out back. We thought about it and decided to designate yes for one friend and no for the other. I decided not to volunteer myself as I am often best as the observer. It moved to no, which was one of our friends. We asked how long it would need and it moved to 3. So we assumed that meant 3 minutes. We set a timer, cleared out the floor, and laid on our backs. When the time was up, my friend got up and there's a deep scratch that takes a minute. Let's see. And when there's a deep scratch, it takes a minute to appear. I saw the claw mark literally appear before my eyes. It was 5 fingers on the lower part of her back, one of them being shorter, as if it were a thumb. I took a video of the whole thing from start to finish and have a picture of the claw mark, but it would be tough to find considering that was when I was a teenager. She was quiet, almost catatonic for the rest of the night when we did research trying to see if similar things happened to others. She failed to mention to us that she was scared of ghosts as a kid, which makes me wonder why she participated because we're not the peer pressure types. It could have been unconscious, not applied. Then my friend was too scared to keep it, so I took it home with me. What?
The Ouija board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't have an opinion about it, it made me uncomfortable every time I saw it in my room. A year later, my friend made me scared about it, so I threw it in the bay by my house, which is littering and wrong, I know, but it's gone now. Maybe it washed up somewhere else and someone else is using it now.
Well,
Jumanji.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing I'm thinking, we've discussed this before, not all scratches and all that are a bad thing. We don't know how much energy it takes for a spirit to try to reach out and make contact with us.
True.
They may be sitting there and trying for, 20, 30 minutes or longer trying to touch us to get our attention, and we're not feeling it. And finally they're like, hey, fucker, and smack the crap out of you, and you get that red mark.
It might not even be a hard slap. It could just be a touch.
Yeah. We don't know anything about that.
No, nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, unless it's, during an investigation or at a house where known demonic activity occurs and it's been proven that is demonic activity and that scratch appears, I'm fine with it,
Yeah.
But Morse Mill Motel,
Evil.
And getting scratched, I'm not good with that. I just, not the place.
So God, I want to go back. So
I know. Man.
Road trip.
Yeah. All right, Mike.
Yeah, I feel like that chapter of my life is still open.
Yeah, because we didn't get to close it.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Me too. Blue, it's your turn.
This story is brought to you by Blue.
Blue balls.
He's just chilling.
He don't have any.
It's because he's on CBD.
That is, yeah.
Lucky bastard.
So I just recently bought this doll from an antique shop because I felt deeply connected to the doll when I first saw it. Anyway, I was lying in bed with the doll and all was good.
Okay, Steve.
After about 15 minutes, I got up to do chores and whatnot. The thing is that I felt extremely drained and weak, tired. I was a bit lightheaded as well. So do you think this was something with the doll? I was completely fine before and had energy. Whether it helps any or not, I would like to say that I feel like the doll isn't just a doll, it's more than a doll. I look at it and I sense emotion, deep sadness. What do I do?
Get rid of the fucking doll.
Quit fucking your doll. Get rid of it.
So much doll.
Reach out to us on Facebook and we will give you a mailing address. And I'll
We will
take
give
it.
the doll a good home.
Yes, we will.
Poke it with a pin and she'll pop.
But it's more than just a doll.
How Steve gets rid of all his girlfriends.
Yep. Quick that way.
Come back!
Oh, Lord. But yeah, I mean, it could be the doll. It could be the doll making you feel that way.
It's more than just a doll.
I mean,
I lie next to it.
She talks to me. She's family.
She senses emotion and deep sadness.
Why you gotta be a she, man?
it's true.
There's plenty of sickos out there like dolls.
There's he dolls.
Well, I mean,
Not
he was
just
talking
she
about the
dolls.
doll has emotions. She, the doll, has emotions.
But the doll was never referred to as she.
Steve says.
This says it.
I am the Duke of Hell. What I say is law.
I rebuke you, Duke of Hell.
This is the Duchess of Hell. She runs the house.
True dat.
This Reddit user has some problems, though. First of all, they talk about buying a doll, and then they were laying in bed with the doll, and
It was
all
all good. Yeah.
Why would you not?
And then they got up after 15, and they just laid in bed with the doll for about 15 minutes, and then got up to do chores. So they apparently weren't sleeping.
No.
They just took the doll home
And cuddled.
and cuddled in bed with it for 15 minutes.
SMH.
Yeah.
And then I got up to do
Damn,
chores.
he's got some stamina.
Yeah. Well, 15 minutes to recoup.
Why?
Yeah.
Quick power nap.
Yeah.
A lot of OJ.
Yeah.
But no,
OJ,
There are a lot
over-jerking.
of questions in this.
it's just weird.
There's
It
so
is.
many
It's
questions.
very weird.
I know when I go and buy my dolls, I lay in bed with them maybe once, twice,
And then you're done.
but then I'm done.
Yeah.
Then I'm done.
Then
Clean
don't
it up and
revisit.
Three
throw it away.
times a lady.
Stick it with a pin and put it in the
She's
trash.
gone. Yeah.
Come back.
All right, Steve.
Ghost.
Now I want to fill one with helium. Just for
Come back. Why are you taking away from me?
Ghost communicating through Google Home and Spotify.
Alrighty then. Sure.
I think it could happen with Google Home or with an Alexa. You're just like
Yeah.
a spirit box.
But Spotify was going to find you music that you like.
That'd be sweet.
Or find you music that you don't like and it just keeps playing the music you don't like.
Son of a bitch, it's country. Get it off the country channel.
Not last Christmas again. Please, no.
On the road again.
All right, Steve, share your story.
All right, so hear me out. I know Google Homes are buggy and Spotify has been. Huh?
Spotify.
I know
Spotify has
Google
been for me
Homes
before.
are buggy and Spotify has been for me before. But I'm at my friend's house and I hear the Google Home turn up. His phone was near me the whole time and he was in the room with me for most of the time. What happened was that Spotify started playing music tonight around 3 a.m. on the Google Home. It was the song Double Trouble by Otis Rush. This has happened before, so I just unplugged it and plugged it back in. Mind you, me and my friend are not on either of our phones except to look up the song. Over the last hour, the Google Home has played Spotify without us telling it to, either by voice or phone. It did spook us that the fourth time this happened was at 3:33 with the song Got My Mojo Working by Muddy Waters. All the songs that have played have been about voodoo, hoodoo, or black magic. It's been really weird. I'd normally say it was a bug, but all of this seems weirdly connected. Edit. It just played Dies Irae, originally by Gregorian chant meaning the Day of Wrath.
That's
Is that your theme song?
Sure.
I mean that's pretty interesting. It really is. I mean the whole
It would be one thing if it was just playing random songs, but if those songs have had some weird connection.
yeah. I mean, and at 3:33 playing Got My Mojo Working.
Yeah, I'm not sure how those Google Homes work. I'm not sure if it's like Google, like if you're searching certain stuff, it'll automatically pull. Like if you're searching
Right.
Ouija boards and
Yeah.
all that, seances and shit all the time. It's
Alexa
gonna,
says, "Here is your search for Ouija boards."
right? And then maybe it
takes you
chooses
down the rabbit hole.
goes, selects the music.
what
for
mine
you
plays
and
all
what
the
you
time.
search.
Oh man. We just got rickrolled. I actually, totally off subject. Well, not really because you played that, but I saw.
On a different subject.
But I saw a video where Rick Astley did a cover of. Oh my God, what was it? I played it for you, Andrea. What was the cover that Rick Astley did?
Oh Lord, I don't know.
It was a rock song, like a modern rock song.
Yeah.
He did an acoustic cover.
Whatever it was, it sounded great.
Everlong by Foo Fighters. He did a cover of that, and it was freaking amazing during his quarantine sessions right now.
Well,
Yeah.
the Foo brought him out during their. They did a show, and they brought Rick Astley out and rickrolled the entire audience.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. But yeah, I mean, he did a cover of Everlong that was phenomenal. So good.
Yeah.
All right, Andrea.
Okay.
It won't let you sleep.
Whatever.
It won't let you sleep.
Bet.
It won't let you sleep.
Shut up. I'll sleep if I want to.
It won't let you sleep.
I won't let y'all sleep. She'll be going outside.
Hey.
It won't let you sleep.
Evil.
All right, some quick backstory. I've lived in this house for 2 years now, and a year ago started experiencing weird stuff. I was looking in a door mirror one day while the door was not fully shut and the door flung open, just like someone had shoved it into me. I opened the door to get upset with the person I lived with about why they did that, but they weren't there. They were downstairs. I figured maybe it was the AC. The AC shuts the door, not opens. I've heard stuff downstairs before and went down to see nothing. I've had my desk light turn on and off several times. We've heard taps on the walls and noises in rooms. I honestly am pretty convinced I was touched by it one night while trying to sleep. A brush across my back. Tonight, as I lie here at 3 a.m. writing this because for the last hour, I have been hearing these soft 2 taps near my closet. It'll go tap, 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 or tap, tap. When I turn my phone on to see what's moving, maybe from my fan, I don't hear anything. When I put my phone down and close my eyes, it starts again. I've never really felt threatened by this presence, but I'm getting a little uneasy because I'm trying to go to sleep and this shit is really freaky. If there's reasonable explanations, please let me know. I'd prefer to be tripping over nothing.
Totally reasonable explanation. Your house is haunted.
Yep.
Simple.
Rodents.
Or do you live in a condo? Because you could have the tapping from the neighbors.
Or is your name Mandy? From what did you say? And we recorded all of that shit when we had you on the podcast.
Very true.
Yeah.
And is this tapping occurring on the first level or second or third level?
Yeah.
Because
Hers
that
was,
could definitely play a part. I mean, if it's happening on the second or third level, you might have a ghost.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome story. Awesome story. All right. 2 more and we're done. Aimee.
What? I mean, I'm sorry. Twat?
Totally weird and twisted. That's Mandy.
Oh my God.
Holy cow. Hey, Mandy.
Mandy, you should be
What's
so
up?
proud of me. I made a vodka drink.
And she's on her second one.
Yep.
Hey, Katie.
What's up, Katie?
What's up, Katie? All right. Aimee, share a little story.
All right. This one is titled, Had My First Paranormal Experience Today. Firstly, that's not really a word. First, I'm going to explain why it couldn't have been a person. Our neighbors have a very aggressive pit bull named Mimi. If anything gets near the house, she goes crazy, aggressively barking and howling. Secondly, our yard is extremely small and has a small metal gate that is very hard to open. It would have been impossible to open that gate without Mimi going off or impossible to run away in time before being seen. Now to what happened. I was sitting in the living room watching TV. My boyfriend was in the dining room eating. We were talking for a while about the TV show before suddenly we heard 4 knocks on the front door. It went like this. Bang, 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 bang. Mike is my sound effects guy over here. He's kind of only half-assed doing it.
Yeah.
Now, instantly, I jumped up to look out the window while my boyfriend got up and flung the door open. Neither of us saw anyone. That's when his mother came out of her room to tell us she looked out her window and saw no one either. Here's the weird part. We have a glass door, then the wooden front door. The glass door was locked and couldn't be opened. The knocking was on the wooden door. Nothing else happened, but it was very creepy.
Okay. I'm just going to speak up because I know we're all thinking it. The creepiest part of that story was that they tried to pass off this aggressive pit bull named
Mimi.
Okay.
Hey, where's my dog? The bitch will eat you up. Oh, really? What's her name? Mimi.
She will tear your ass up.
Well, but if you go back to Drew Carey,
That's true.
Mimi was a pit bull of a woman.
Yeah, but her makeup's what scared the fuck out of me.
That's true.
All right, she's a Mimi. She's a pretty man. I'm telling you. Damn it.
Mimi Bobek.
All right, Mike. You got the last one.
Last but not least.
Voice coming through the baby toy.
Toy.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have this toy that has a dozen different phrases.
Phrases.
I'm home alone and it says, I can see you.
Fuck me.
Easy, Duke of Hell. Easy.
What kind of toy do you have down there, Steve?
It's a doll that he lays with for 15 minutes, and then he gets up and he
He
just
does chores.
He does chores. He's so,
Obviously, I'm going to have to tie her down
But
because
he's
Amy's
so
going to fill
tired.
a bitch with helium.
he's so tired he can't do his chores.
Chores.
So I'm home alone and it says, I can see you. Not once, but twice in a 10 or so minute period. I don't know all the phrases it's programmed to say, so I cannot say that that's not one of them. I do know that nothing was touching it. There was zero reason for it to go off. It's pretty new, so I doubt failing batteries. But even if that was the case, why hasn't it been making other sounds? Also, I can see you is about the creepiest phrase I can imagine. And twice within a few minutes? Flippin' crazy.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of creepy.
I can see you.
I can see you.
I mean, that's... Yeah. Take the doll out. Yeah.
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 And plus,
Burn it.
you know,
Or reach out to us on Facebook, and I will send you my mailing address.
I have actually heard of these type of toys that have the vocals in it that have actually had weird, creepy things programmed into them, or they've been the type that are live, like I say live, but you can Bluetooth into, and people have
Yeah, they're like baby.
Hacked
They're
in.
like baby monitors.
yeah, they've like hacked into them and like put really messed up things in them. But
We had a haunted toy.
we have a haunted
We have
toy.
one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We have... There's
It was a
wall there.
lot closer than I anticipated.
Yeah.
At least
But it usually is after 2 glasses of vodka.
At least there's a nice cushion back here.
Yeah. But yeah, we have that. It's a
The
kids' train set. And every morning about 9:30, between 9:30 and 11.
Well, usually when I'm, if I'm up before you guys, which
Yeah.
is normally the case, anywhere from like 9:12 on.
Yeah.
It goes off several times.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah. And
that's
but you
it.
don't hear it the rest of the day.
It's
Or at
just-
night.
Or at the night. It's
It
boring.
does not happen. Yeah. But it's every morning.
This was a caterpillar, and it was given to Alora as a gift. You would pull it on its little feet, and it would roll crooked. And then if you pulled it long enough, it would make this boinging sound and light up, and it would go boing, 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 and really, really,
That's funny. I do
really
the same
fucking
thing.
loud. Not in different tones, you don't.
Boing, 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 boing.
Just gotta pull harder.
And the angle. It all depends on the angle.
Yeah, I heard that about you.
You probably heard right.
Anyway, it would go off every night at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Didn't matter if you were awake. Didn't matter if you were asleep. Every night, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I pitched that bitch out.
Gone. I've shared the story before. My sister, my niece had the little toy Barbie phone or whatever, and she could call and talk to Barbie on the phone or whatever. Well, my little nephew was holding a conversation on the phone with who he told my sister was me and my sister's papaw, and actually referred to my sister as the name he always called my sister, that no one else called her. and Matt was like a year old, 2 years old when Papaw died. He never heard Papaw say that because Papaw was bedridden and didn't really talk much. So, yeah, my sister got rid of the phone. Yeah.
Well, what about that? Speaking of phones, the message that your sister received on her phone,
Yeah.
through voicemail.
Yeah. Yeah. She got this voicemail. I don't remember the exact message, but
Yeah, me either.
it wasn't right. There was nothing.
There wasn't a missed call or nothing.
No missed call. But it was, honestly, I don't remember everything about it. I remember her freaking out and her playing the message for us. And it was someone talking about Vince, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And about he was with them now, and this was, a couple years after he passed away. But there was no return number. There was nothing.
It was just in voicemail.
It was just in her voicemail.
Wow.
But, yeah.
I think kind of on that topic, I think people that have gotten like the voicemails of, weird messages or people from their past or, deceased loved ones or something, those are so intriguing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely.
Before we go, I just want to say thank you to Totally Weird and Twisted. They sent us some pod points.
Oh, we got some love.
Yeah, we got some love from Mandy and Katie.
Y'all rock.
And Mandy and Katie, I just want to say on the 29th or 30th, on the 30th, we would like to have you on the podcast for episode 69.
Bounce, go out.
Or is it the 31st?
Oh, we got some more love.
Let me see.
I think it's the 31st.
I got calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, 31st.
31st. We would like to have you guys on the podcast for 15, 20 minutes that you can spare. For episode 69, when we're going to reveal
Something
going on that very next day.
Please.
So she says, "Oh my God, that is a giant hell yeah!"
Woo woo!
So, awesome.
Heck yeah!
All right, guys.
Hey, before we go, I got a really weird voicemail the other day. Can I play just a segment of it for you?
Of course you can.
Again,
Mike.
no numbers. It would just appear to my voicemail, but I see if you guys can figure out what it sounds like.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Rick roll.
I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that
I
meant.
have no.
Scared the
no
shit
clue.
out of me, though.
You're like, who is sending me
frightened me.
this?
Yeah,
Frightening.
There's
Who
something
would be
subliminal in
singing
that.
in my voicemail?
Yeah, and there's something subliminal in that, and I guarantee.
All I know is that he's
never.
never going to give me up. He's never going to let me down.
Yeah.
He's never going to run around and desert me.
You know,
He's always going to be there.
That-
He's always going to be there.
that's actually quite reassuring.
It's very stalkery.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I think reassuring. You'll always have someone there.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah, but it's fucking Rick Astley. You really want him there always?
Always.
He'll never gonna let you down.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. I think that's it.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours in.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah. So, just want to invite you guys to check out our Teespring store. Got tons of stuff on there.
Tons of new stuff.
And new stuff. So whether you're into Paratalk or you're into podcasts in general, or you're into ghosts, or you're into Bigfoots, aliens.
Or if you're into just some really cool styles.
Yeah, or if you just like creepy shit.
That too.
If you like creepy shit, check out our Teespring store, and you can find that link on the Paratalk podcast with East Tennessee Ghost Seekers Facebook page and the East Tennessee Ghost Seekers Facebook page. But other than that, check out everything. Like, share. If you guys listen to us on Apple Podcast, please give us a review and rate us. It helps us move up in the line so people can find us when they're looking for something creepy and spooky and fun to listen to. And other than that, I think I'm done talking.
What? Hell has hey, Duke of Hell.
Evil.
Oh, you know that's never going to happen.
That's right. But
it's been real, y'all.
it's been real. Until next week, I'm Steven.
I'm Duke of Hell.
I'm Andrea.
I'm Aimee.
I'm Mike.
And for Adam,
Yes.
we miss you, Hockey Man.
Yeah. And as always,
And Katie said that she'll text later.
Okay.
30th.
all right. As always,
First.
stay spooky,
Love you.
my friends.
That's all, folks.
You've been listening to Paratalk with the East Tennessee Ghost Seekers. If you have a question or comment about the show you've just heard, or you have an experience to share, or you need to contact us concerning an investigation, feel free to email us at etgsparatalk@gmail.com or call 865-264-0448. That's 865-264-0448. We invite you to find and like the East Tennessee Ghost Seekers on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit us online at easttnghostseekers.org. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on Paratalk.
Paratalk.